I think the key for me is very basic. We've discussed it repeatedly. The war in the Middle East will continue. It will spread. It's in Gaza. It's in the West Bank. It's in Lebanon. It's in Syria. It's in Yemen. It will spread as long as there is no resolution of the terrible injustice in Palestine.
Right.
The whole idea is that Israel illegally and unjustly and murderously occupies Palestinian land. It leads to resistance. In response to the resistance, Netanyahu declares war on basically the entire Middle East and most of the rest of the world these days, including, I should mention, American universities. So he's at war because anybody, any force, any group that opposes Israel's brutality in Palestine is then an object of the Israeli war machine. The sad part is we are the Israeli war machine. Israel runs the U.S. government, runs the White House, runs that group that was intercepted or caught in communication by the Atlantic magazine reporter. They're run by Israel. They're serving Israel. They're doing this for Israel. And that means that the United States is in war in places it shouldn't be in. No, we should not be in war in Yemen, for heaven's sake. We shouldn't be in war in Syria, in Libya, in Lebanon. We're in war in all of these places. We have a group, an amateur hour in the White House deciding where to bomb, but they're doing it for Israel's behest, not for American interest or American security. It's absolutely amazing. They basically said so in the discussion. I think there's another thing I would say about all of this. We are, not only is it amateur hour, not only is it Israel hour nonstop, just everything for what the Israeli government wants. But it's as if we have essentially one person rule. Congress is upset about the security breach. Well, that's understandable, but they're not upset about the fact that the president declares war when that is a constitutional responsibility of Congress. They're not upset when the president sets our tax rates personally by decree, because tariffs are taxes, and the U.S. Constitution says that's the responsibility of the U.S. Congress, but Congress doesn't care. We have one person rule right now, whether it's war, whether it's the economy, and it's a bit of an amateur hour in addition to all of that.
I mean, according to the transcript of this conversation, the texting conversation, a texting thread that went on for a while that was leaked to or it wasn't leaked to him. He was inadvertently or intentionally, I don't know how, included in the link. The editor of the Atlantic, the Secretary of Defense, said, "No one knows who the Houthis are. Don't worry about it. Just say Biden failed and Iran funded it." Well, this is not a strategy of the Secretary of Defense. This is a PR strategy, which is basically propaganda.
Our whole government.
It did sound like a high schoolish conversation at that point.
It was, and they were saying, "Should we bomb them? No, I vote yes. I vote no." It's like a locker room talk, like a bunch of kids getting together about war. No declaration of war, no explanation to the public whatsoever, no explanation to the public about the breach of security, but no explanation to the public more fundamentally about war. And Congress, again, dead, useless.
Yes. Well, not only
absolutely not interested in doing anything about their actual job.
You're right. Do you think that the United States of America is preparing, the Trump administration is preparing for war against Iran?
It very well may be. To my great dismay, they seem to have thrown everything in with Netanyahu yet again. This would not be unique to this administration. Our government is run by the Israeli government when it comes to policy in the Middle East, and it seems that nothing has changed. Everything that this group does and says is in response to Israel's dictates and demands. So at this point, nothing would surprise me. There was a glimmer, a moment when it seemed that Donald Trump was going to assert American foreign policy. That now really has been absent, at least for the last 2 weeks. Israel brazenly blew off an agreed ceasefire, started mass murder again in Gaza, started mass murder in Syria. The U.S. Has started killing civilians in Yemen, clearly at Israel's behest, to throw warnings to Iran. What was an opening, a repeated opening by the Iranians for negotiations, was met by brazenness by this group in the last couple of weeks, and the Iranians said, "Well, okay, there can't be negotiations then." It's alarming, absolutely alarming. The United States does not run its foreign policy in the Middle East, and we are now. I put it at 29 years of continuous war, led by, caused by the mayhem of the Israeli leadership of Mr. Netanyahu, who's the world's worst and most dangerous politician. And this is what we continue to have now, day by day. So the answer to your question, could we be at war with Iran? Yes, absolutely. You saw how haphazard all of this process is. Maybe they'll flip a coin next time. Maybe they'll invite in a few other reporters and find out. In the meantime, they're, destroying our universities also exactly on the same orders coming from Israel. It's really amazing. Well, of course, Iran and Russia have a security agreement. They signed that on January 17th, 2025. So just days before the Trump administration came into office. This is a very serious matter. Iran is part of the BRICS countries, meaning that it is also in a close relationship with China, with India, with Brazil, with South Africa, with countries that in total constitute about half the world's population. This is not a game, except for Netanyahu. And it's very serious. I don't know whether they understand the ramifications of what they're doing. This free shooting, the demands coming from Israel that they salute and follow. I don't know if they understand.